All right, hello and welcome to MPTV Meet the Teacher. I am Nandi Guy interviewing
Tina Kelly.
All right, Miss Kelly,
Yes.
What led you to become a teacher here at Morgan Park?
Oh, at Morgan Park or in general?
Well, you can answer both.
Okay. When I was really little, I wanted to be a teacher. I remember even getting a chalkboard from Santa and going home from school and practicing all of the math lessons with my stuffed animals and taking attendance. And for some crazy reason, I ended up going to college and did not first get my degree in education. I ended up getting it in exercise phys with a minor in nutrition. And then I started subbing. And I remember hearing some former teachers in my mind telling me, you should go and be a math teacher. You should be a middle school or a high school math teacher. And I eventually did.
Okay. So if you wasn't a teacher, what would you have been?
If I was not a teacher, I wanted to be an attorney.
Oh, an attorney. Why?
Because I'm passionate about our civil rights. I think it's important to protect our civil rights, and that I am very passionate about that. If I was not a teacher, I think wholeheartedly I probably would go to law school and become an attorney.
Okay, so I see that you want to do attorney. Why wouldn't you become a history teacher?
History was definitely not one of my strong subjects. It felt like it was a lot of dates that I needed to memorize, and I needed to keep things in chronological order, but math is very literal, and that made more sense for me. I needed to, and I need there to be a right or a wrong answer. So when I went back and got my master's in the arts of teaching mathematics, I knew I was in the right place. I knew that that was the subject for me.
Okay, so if you had the chance, what would you tell your younger self?
I think I would tell my younger self to be very careful who you choose to marry. I think it's very important that young people especially realize how important their faith is to them, and that making sure that you align with someone who shares the same faith. I don't think you realize that until you're a lot older, and sometimes it might even be too late. And then families have been established, and I wish I would have taken that more seriously.
Yeah, I understand. So I heard that you say that families have been established. Do you spend time with your family?
Yes, I have 3 sons, 24, 22, and 20. My oldest is now a Chicago Public School PE teacher, not too far from here. He just finished in February. And my middle is about to graduate from the U of I with exercise physiology as well. It's interesting now that I think about it. They both sort of took the same path as their mom. And then my youngest is a sophomore at St. Ambrose in Davenport, Iowa, but he's transferring to Tampa and he's going into economics. And I do spend as much time as possible with them when they're home and in town.
So do you have like family traditions that you do?
I started a family tradition a couple years ago, taking them on a Christmas cruise over the winter break.
That sounds fun.
Yeah. The first year was over New Year's Eve, and then last year it was Christmas. This coming year, I think it'll be New Year's Eve again.
Okay.
But somewhere special in the Caribbean, myself and all 3 boys.
Okay, that sounds really fun.
Yeah.
All right, so what is a fun fact about you?
I can't really think of anything. The only thing I could come up with is that I am militant about drinking a gallon of water a day, if that's even a fun fact.
Well, I heard that you were building like shelter houses or something.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's right. Okay, so that's interesting. I recently had the students do a project. I bought a townhouse in Morgan Park, right up the hill, and I gave the students a budget of $50,000, and I had them looking for ways of renovating the property. And I think that's how you must have heard about that. But yes, that is a fun fact. I have been a landlord for most of my adult life. Yeah.
Wow, that is very interesting.
That's a fun fact until there's not such great tenants.
Well, thank you. And that's the end of MPTV Meet the Teacher. See you next time.
Thank you.